WWE versus WCW. The Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion from 7-1. This is a series where we put the WWE versus the WCW in all their history to see which one had the best product. This one will be about the second most important title. And it is the top 7 of all time. So if you're on 7 of this list, you were bad. Beep! I actually loved all the leagues. Now let's start with WCW's United States Champion, Stunning Steve Austin. And he was a really good champion. And in WCW, he was known as the United States Champion. So if you were a United States Champion, but you weren't really known as that, you was more of a World Heavyweight Champion known as that, that's where you stay at, and vice versa for WWF. But Stunning Steve was just a hard worker. You believed every inch of what he did, and he came in with the Colonel, and he was kicking you-know-what back then. But he goes against Tito Santana. Arriba! With the flying burrito, with the flying crossbody, and I love Tito Santana. He was just a ball of energy, and look at the strength of this guy. See, that's one thing about there's a certain era that had, even their quick guys were kind of muscular, you know. But Tito Santana versus Steve Austin, and in my humble opinion, Tito Santana takes that one. So now let's go to match number 6. The United States Champion Lex Luger, who really was known as the champion for a while. He was the champion with the 4 Horsemen. He was the champion on his own. Him and Barry Windham went back and forth. But I just felt that he was more known as a U.S. champion than Barry Windham. That's why he edged him out. And he had that torture rack that was new to the business. And he's going against Mr. Machismo. He's going against Razor Ramon. Now, Razor Ramon was one of my favorites. He was one of my favorites as well. And this is just such a perfect matchup to see these two characters. We see them as Scott Hall versus Lex Slater, but I would have loved to see the Lex from that time versus this Razor Ramon. In my humble opinion, Lex takes this one. He takes it. So now we go to number 5. And Sting, the man named Sting, Mr. Ball of Energy, the first dude that they was talking about his vertical leap, who would throw you in the corner. Then he would run and jump and splash you. And then he even had the dark side. Both times he was a U.S. champion, and he was a really good U.S. champion to me. Even though he was known as a world too, but let's face it, Goldberg and Flair is known as the world champions of WCW. And he would be going against Rick Rude. Now Rick Rude was off the chain, and these guys actually battled in WCW, but their personas were slightly different by the time they had started battling. And I would have to give this one a draw. I think they'd wrestled to a draw. They've both beaten each other plenty of times. But Rick Rude was awesome, and so was Sting. And I think they wrestled to a draw. So now we go to the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff, known for his best of 7 series with Magnum TA, which he actually best Magnum TA, and also known for having the most deadly, and for my money, the best clothesline ever. The clothesline from hell is coming close, but that Russian Nightmare, the sicko, they used to the original flip him out their shoes, man, Nikita was awesome. And I think he's one of the most underrated wrestlers ever. And he will be going against Mr. Perfect, the perfect place, the perfect partner, the perfect opponent, who just was a technician. He was an athlete. He was everything you want to be all in one. He did everything very, very good, which made him perfect overall. But in my opinion, Nikita Koloff takes this one. There's no way for you to see now how much that 80s heat he had. Now let's talk about the man who legitimized the United States Championship, Wahoo McDaniel, the Native American who represented it to the fullest. Now the United States Championship, he actually legitimized it, made people talk about it, and he was a great United States Champion. Former pro football player for the Jets, going against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the quick powerhouse. Now I was gonna say fast, but fast didn't really he was more quick than fast, and he was a powerhouse, a technician, and actually used martial arts in it too. And in my humble opinion, I love Wahoo McDaniel. I might even like him better, but I feel Ricky Steamboat beats Wahoo McDaniel, and that's just how I feel. So as of now, we stand 2-2 and 1 draw. Now let's talk about Telly Blanchard Enterprises with Baby Doll and J.J. Dillon. Before J.J. Dillon became the handler for all the 4 Horsemen, he was with Telly Blanchard Enterprises, and they had little goons that ran with him, and I really would have liked to see what that could have been had he not joined the 4 Horsemen. Don't get me wrong, I love him as the 4 Horsemen, but I would like to see what that would become. He is a ring technician, one of the best ever, going against the Honky Tonk Man. For my money, one of the best intercontinental. For my money, the best intercontinental. But I'm smart enough to know to take my heart out of it. But those two would make a great match, which I believe that they draw. So now we stand 2-2-2. I believe this will be a great match as well. And for my money, Honky Tonk Man is one of the best mic workers. Now, the number one Intercontinental Champion, period, is Macho Man Randy Savage. To be honest, in my mind, he's never lost the Intercontinental Champion. And he was such a great champion before he got all swole. I'm talking about the fast and quick, corner to corner, all action, no pause, Macho Man Randy Savage that was just savagely brutal against the best United States champion. Well, Wahoo legitimized it. This guy made it must-see TV, Magnum TA. And for my money, Magnum TA beats Macho Man Randy Savage in one of the greatest matches ever to take place, if it ever was to take place. Really good ring technician, powerhouse, one of the quickest reaction times, and his endurance was amazing. And I do not see nobody beating Magnum TA at that level right there. A matter of fact, he was about to become the NWA World Championship, and had that happen, I believe NWA will be around right now. I thank you very much.